Special test that we have today is the Phalanx test. This is the assessing for the median nerve. So what I want him to do is to bend your elbows, put your hands in a flex position, and just hold that for about 20 seconds. 20 seconds has passed. If you wanted to, I can get you to just extend the elbows to take out that cubital area right there, the tunnel right there, and see if you can hold that. If he could not hold it, or if he was experiencing any type of pain or any type of numbness or tinglingness, then he would have a positive test for that. And that is the Phalanx test. You can go ahead and rest. Alright, so this muscle is the Latissimus Dorsi muscle. Its action is it extends the shoulder, it abducts the shoulder, and it immediately rotates the shoulder as well. The origin is the inferior angle of the scapula. It is the spinous process of the last six thoracic vertebrae, last 3 or 4 ribs on the thoracolumbar aponeurosis and the posterior iliac crest. It inserts on the inner tubercle groove of the humerus, and the nerve that innervates is the thoracodorsal nerve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with skin on skin. The patient is prone. He has no shirt on, so I can do the skin on skin contact. What I'm going to get him to do is, first I'm going to find the scapula, come up here to the inferior angle, come to the lateral side of the border of the scapula, find that muscle. So what I'm going to get him to do is bring his forearm back towards his hips. And then as he does that, I'm going to palpate up into the axillary region, and then also down towards the thoraco spine. And then that is the Latissimus Dorsi muscle. So this muscle is Pec Minor. The action, it depresses the scapula, it abducts the scapula, and it also downwardly rotates the scapula as well. The origin is the 3rd, 5th, and 4th rib. It inserts on the medial surface of the coronoid process of the scapular. The nerve that it innervates is medial pec. So what I'm going to get him to do is I'm going to come in on the lateral aspect of the pec major. I'm going to go down underneath so I can get to Pec Minor. And then what I'm going to ask him to do is I'm going to ask him to bring his shoulder down to his hips, kind of like there you go. And then as it contracts, I can feel it along the muscle belly. And then that is Pec Minor. First muscle we got is Abductor Longus. It attaches on the posterior surface of the radius and ulna and at the interossei membrane. It inserts on the base of the first metacarpal. The action it does, it abducts the thumb, it abducts the wrist, and then it extends the thumb as well. It helps with that. Prime mover abducting the thumb. So what I'm going to get the patient to do, I'm going to put his arm in a neutral position. I'm going to ask him to bring his thumb to the inner to your inner elbow. Can you do that? Bring it up to it. Alrighty. I'm going to apply resistance on the thumb at this point. If you can bring the camera over here just a little bit closer. See what I'm doing? Then as I apply resistance, I'm going to palpate from here. And then it's going to be all the way down here to the end of it. And that is Abductor Longus pulsus. So now we're working on bony landmarks of the upper extremity. So what I have, my patient is prone. I have his shirt off, the big skin on skin contact to make sure. So what I'm going to do first is, as he's in prone, come in. I'm going to find the medial border of the scapula. So as that is the medial border, the scapula is inferior to the shoulder. If you just come down, and then as I work my way inferior to the bottom of the scapula, you can come in. You can feel the angle, the inferior angle right here, and I can wrap my finger and thumb around it as I palpate it. And that is it. What we're going to find now is the medial epicondyle of the humerus. Is it okay if I roll your sleeve up?
Yes.
So I can get to it already. Thank you. Alright, so roll it up just to get a good visual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring your forearm up. I'm just going to support it here, and I'm going to bring your elbow at like a 90-degree angle. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to come inferior, move inferior on the medial side of the humerus, come all the way down until I start to feel a kind of a knot there, and that would be the medial epicondyle. It is on the medial side of the humerus. All right, so for this one, the next bony landmark is the head of the radius. So I'm just going to ask you to, or I'm just going to take his hand and bring it in this type of position, and then the supinated position. I'm going to look at the lateral aspect of it. And what I'm going to do here is it's going to be at a 90-degree angle at the elbow. I'm just going to take his hand. As I palpate, I'm going to come inferiorly from the shoulder on the lateral side, right here. And as I take his hand, I'm going to passively put it in a pronated supinated position just to feel it pop out. And you can feel the radial head right there, head of the radius.